Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. And this is your bold and the beautiful recap for September 27th. And today, Brooke continued to vow to protect Douglas. Taylor and Steffy predict that Brooke is going to blow up her marriage. Liam weighs in on the whole knife incident, and Thomas and Ridge are stunned when CPS shows up at the Forrester mansion. So before we unpack this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel to receive all updates, and please don't forget to like and share. So, over in Taylor's office, Steffi is appalled to hear that Brooke said her brother Thomas is dangerous. When is she going to let up? Now, Taylor's complaining that the attacks are getting worse and worse day by day. Now, Steffi is like, come on, woman. And she feels Brooke thrives on conflict as always, and she's always had issues with Thomas and her. Now, Taylor thinks it is absolutely ridiculousness that she's saying Thomas is a danger to his own son. Now, Thomas is proving himself every single day, but Brooke needs to worry about Hope's inability to compromise, according to Taylor and Steffi. So over at the design office, Hope tells Brooke that she's seen Thomas make strides with Douglas, so she needs to know what exactly happened. You saw Thomas with a knife around Douglas, and then just at that moment, Liam enters and says, "Excuse me? What's this about Thomas and a knife?" Now, Brooke goes on to explain that it wasn't a butter knife, it was a substantial knife, and he was using it to cut an apple. Now, Liam can't understand what's going through his head if he was doing that while Douglas was right there. Brooke has got these doubts about how well adjusted and healthy Thomas is. Brooke, Douglas left the room a long time ago. When you got there, he dismissed him. What are you talking about? She just is not giving the whole truth to the story. So over at Forrester, Thomas is protesting to Ridge that he was just cutting an apple with a knife like anybody else would do. Ridge feel Brooke must have felt the blade was too close to the kid or something. She don't trust you yet. Thomas replies, clearly if she was thinking about calling CPS on me. Now Ridge assures him nobody is calling nobody. He went on to say how amazing he was to Douglas as a father, and Thomas thanked him for reassurance. He just wished Brooke would just stay out of their lives for good. Ridge can see that Brooke have no respect for Thomas as a father, and he's sorry since his son has worked so hard to get here. Now, Charlie enters the room and tells Ridge, "You were asking if Brooke has left the building? Well, she's in the design office with Hope and Liam." And Ridge was like, "Okay, and can you close the door on the way out?" He reminds him to do that. "Can you lock it too, Charlie? Because y'all don't do that on this show." Now, Thomas hates that Brooke is giving Ridge all this grief. Ridge wants peace in the family. Thomas agrees that's best for Douglas, too. He can't stand the idea that someone thinks his house is unsafe for his son, and he's going to go home and make sure it's safe as can be. Ridge give him this big old hug. And Thomas just don't understand why Brooke has to blow things out of proportion. He suggested Ridge go by to hang out with Douglas. "I'll meet you over there." Thomas tells his father he wouldn't be the man he is without him. Now, back over at Taylor's office, Steffi and Taylor think Brooke is just stirring the pot because it benefits Hope. Now, Taylor is saying that Thomas has worked so hard to redeem himself, and Brooke just refused to give him any credit. It breaks her heart for Thomas and also for Ridge. Steffi feels that the more Brooke condemns Thomas, the closer she gets to losing him as a husband. Now, back over at the design office, Brooke is recounting to Hope and Liam how Thomas was glaring at her while holding this knife. She's so concerned that he's not bringing Douglas home. Now, Hope reminds her that they want to spend time together, but Brooke is insistent that Thomas isn't a healthy father figure and says, "Think of all the things he done." Liam jumps in, "Yeah, kind of hard to forget." "Liam, you just almost went to prison if it wasn't for him, and you told him to watch over your family. And Brooke, it was due to a brain tumor. However, Brooke plans to do whatever is necessary to keep Douglas safe. Now we're back over in Taylor's office. Steffy is ranting that Brooke is way off base. Now Taylor says she'll never love anything of hers. And Steffy was like, yeah, except your husband. They figure that Brooke resents Steffy and Thomas because they were Ridge's first family. They recap that Thomas works all day, he goes home to his son, and Steffy thinks Brooke is digging her own grave. Her action against Thomas will push Ridge away real quick. Now, over at the Forrester mansion, Ridge and Douglas is playing a game of chess, and they talk about him being a little Picasso because of his drawings. He said that his dad has been helping him lately. Now, Ridge asks, do you enjoy being here? And Douglas says, yep, I have. He loves his dad very much. Now, over at the design office again, Hope and Liam enters after getting some coffee. They kiss, and then after the kiss, Hope started groaning that her mom forgot her purse, which means, guess what? She gonna be back to get it. She asked Liam what he thinks about what she said. Now, Liam says that she could have said nothing because I still feel the same way. Douglas's home is with us. Now, Hope would love nothing more to tuck Douglas into bed at night, but she don't want to impede on the progress that he's made with his father. With supervision, I'm like, Liam, come on. In the meantime, he needs to come back to his proper home with them. And Liam asks, are we still on the same page about all of this? Now, back at Taylor's office, she feels Brooke is burning her own marriage to the ground. I agree. And she's attacking her children as a result. Now, if Ridge comes back to them, it cannot be because of Brooke's toxic drama, but because he really wants to be there with them. Now, Steffy kind of reflect on how caring and thoughtful he's been these past few months. She finds a knife and she started all this business about it. That's a new low for Brooke. And she see her dad eyes is open and say, you know what, Mom? He wants to be with you. Now, back at the design office, Hope don't want a custody battle. Liam doesn't think that would be good either, but they can't take Thomas's word for it that he's changed. You did last year. Now, Hope finds, the bit of the whole knife thing disconcerting, but Thomas's overall behavior has shown a lot of improvement. Liam was like, well, you said that before, and I don't want to do all that over again, Hope. He thinks enough is enough, and Douglas needs to come home now. This is when we see Brooke walked in, put her 2 cents in on Liam's proclamation, and says, yeah, he's right. The only way that they can guarantee Douglas's safety is if he's in Hope's care. Really? And she'll do everything she can do to get him back where he belongs. So finally, back over at Forrester Mansion, Douglas tells his grandfather how much he likes it there. Now, a knock comes to the door, and Ridge goes over to answer it. There's a man and a woman looking for Thomas. They're from CPS, and they're looking to investigate a case involving Douglas Forrester. Just then, we see Thomas arrives and asks, well, what the heck is going on in here? Ridge explains, they're from Child Protective Services, and they're here about Douglas. So, we gonna see a whole lot of messiness. I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Do you think she just blew up her marriage, calling the CPS on Thomas? So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so there you have it, your bold and the beautiful recap for Tuesday, September 27, 2022. If you haven't checked out the Young and the Restless recap also for today, it has been uploaded to the channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.